Welcome to the Swamp Shovel and welcome to another adventure. Today we're taking a new approach on a whim. Walk some of these old rice field dikes and some 300-year-old rice fields here in the low country of South Carolina. These dikes were provided by the workers in the old days and, well, they gave 5 acres apiece to the king. Those fields still exist and they kind of worked them until about the 1830s when then they moved on to bigger and better things along the rivers locally. But you never know what you may find. Trash to treasure. A lot went on here, a lot carried on here. From cows and mules to rice field barges, wagons, and people. There's no telling. It went from rice field to, well, basically logging. What's happening? Welcome to the shovel. So today we're walking around some old rice fields, and these things date back to some of the first rice fields in America, especially in South Carolina. And as you can see, it's just basically windrows between the swamp to regulate water per field, kind of like a terrace condition. So it was a couple years ago when we initially did the dig around here and found that there was an old mill up by an old entrance road to a very large plantation. You could tell this old plantation at one time was converted into steam for a mill. Its outbuildings were fitted with hundreds of actual steam fittings that we found. I noticed there was a tram on LiDAR. It had run from this mill all the way across huge rice fields at one time. Must have been in the 1800s when that happened. So today, that's what we're following. And all this is just an old swamp that they turned into rice fields long ago, 1700s. This is basically what was now woods 300 years ago. What I like to do is I like to walk these things and swing them because there's a lot of traveling went on, not just farming, but as it went along, people, mules, horses, goods. Some of these old causeways, they call them, cut off a lot of land so they could get to another plantation. So you never know. I've found all kinds of stuff, from buttons to belt plates to kinds of stuff. Doesn't mean you find it every time because it's kind of scarce, but it's there. And then the wood people actually use them for trams as well. Some of these have old tram tracks in them, kind of interesting. Those guys took lunch breaks too, you know, and you'll find different things from different eras of time. So here's a typical intersection of one of these old dikes. So hard to see. They're very, very old. Some of the oldest ones that you'll see out here in the woods. And this one comes into a T into the one I was walking. Now I found a few shotgun shells and a little bit of miscellaneous bullets. Not unusual for this area. But it actually comes to a little hill and it begins again. I can see that soil disturbed up there. We're going to keep on walking and see if we can find something that's a little hill. Who knows? And remember now, if you're working in the water and you come up on a hill with the causeway, you're not wanting to stand in water all day, so you take a break. Who knows what'll happen? Continue. So sure enough, I just waved my magic wand right over the right place. Check it out. Right here. There's a very old button. Shank's broken on it, but it's old. It's an old flatty. Looks like, can I get it in the sun yet? Check it out, man. Told you. Hey, I'm not skunked. I don't know. I'll clean it up and see. It's probably a flatty. It's kind of thick though. You never know. Maybe it goes to a site where they rested. That'd be nice. I don't know. I'm on a whim today. Let's see. Maybe the only button I find, but it doesn't matter. Adventure awaits. That's a good sign. So a few feet later, I get this weird hit. It might just be a bullet. Let's see with my eyes. Look around. Oh my Lord, look at this, y'all. Telling you, man. Oh man. Just don't know. Thing was down there, but man, it was ringing too, so who knows? Let's keep going. So the wind's starting to pick up. I didn't realize it was going to get like this, and recently we had a digger to get hit by something, man. I don't want to be in that position. So, dang, just when you start to hit it. But anyway, got another hit right here in the same little area. I don't know what it is. See if we can find it. Yeah, it's an old paper wad with just a little bit of brass or lead in it. I can't tell. Interesting, sopping wet, but that's an oldie. So I've got miscellaneous iron here. Maybe some old logging equipment. I don't know, but I got a couple of these. So the abundance of lumber was apparent in this part of South Carolina, and well, lumber mills popped up, and lumber trams and little lumber trains like this one. It's an example of a lumber tram train. It would pull carts of lumber cut in the swamps and dragged up by winches, lowered on cars, and of course this train would pull them through these small little tram beds and tram rails through the swamp. They were lighter, smaller, and move around a little bit better. They'd pull in the mills and then sometimes end up at the main line at the dump, which is where they would gather all the wood to take it to the big mills in the cities. Walking these tram beds secures signals. There's always some kind of iron. It's what is in that iron that interests me most. I think it's logging stuff. I could be wrong. Farming. I'm going to keep on looking. I'm looking for some signals that could get me a little bit closer, but that's pretty good ID stuff there. Come on. We're up on some high ground. Still following that old tram. Old causeway. Find something. Dang. So I spent about 3 hours just kind of messing around and walking. Went a long ways too. I went so far that I found a no trespassing sign, so with the internet I realized I was right on the property line. I made my way back towards the truck. Took a little while and I combed extra. Found some more lumber stuff, some iron, and I didn't dig it all up because I felt the little test spots kind of saw and proved what I needed to know. Maybe somebody else will find it one day. Cool walk. Interesting to squint your eyes and think about the men and women and families and everything involved with creating this country, much less these little small rice field dikes 300 years ago. What an accomplishment.